works. I'll see how it looks. I don't know if we'll have feedback with you right there. This will be interesting to see if there's feedback. Are you able to hear me? Is there any feedback? Jennifer?
Hello.
I can't hear you.
Oh shoot, I don't know, for some reason.
I'm kidding. Hey, I first of all, I really value everyone's time, and I am so excited that we have 3 of the camp leaders online, and these were key camp leaders. We had about 16 people, 12 high school students and a couple of my students and my wife, and it was, to me, just to give you a quick overview, it was a home run success, and mainly because of the people who ran the camp, which was Bryson, Soleil, Mychal, and their peers. It was a fabulous camp. So what I'd like to do is just give a very quick overview, like a 50,000-foot view, and then have some Q&A time with Bryson, Mychal, and Soleil, giving their feedback and thoughts about the camp. We'll share this video link with those in my cohort, along with the middle school cohort group. And if we can add value to somebody else, then we've hit a home run. Let me just kind of very quickly review just what we were about and what our goals were, our mission in the camp. I had not done a camp like this before, but Bryson had done many camps with me when we did the STEM camp. I felt confident that if we put the right people in place, then we would have really a great camp. And that's exactly what happened. So basically, we took 27 students who signed up to go to a middle school camp. So they were going into 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. Most of them were going into 6th and 7th grade. But I was excited to be able to create something, an environment where they felt like they could really, really add a lot of, have an experience where they could actually use the YE material to make basically what I felt like was a great 4-day experience. I underestimated their ability because I was really not sure how it would all work out. But basically, just to give you a really quick overview, and then I'm going to let Bryson, Mychal, and Soleil carry the next few minutes. We started out on Monday morning at 9:30 and ended each day around 3:30, or excuse me, started at 9 a.m. and ended at 3:30. And what we were wanting to accomplish for those 4 days was to give the kids a chance to have just an experience that they would go home and, as I told the interns, have basically a raving moment. They would go home and say, this was a great camp. I loved it. I can't wait for tomorrow. And have them exposed to incredibly good peers, peer leaders, and of course, great instructional materials. And so YE filled in that gap perfectly. And of course, you see our 3 interns that are on representing the rest. Our goal was to create pop-up businesses on the final 4th day, that Thursday. By 10 a.m. that morning, we wanted to have customers coming in and shopping in an environment where the students were selling products or services, and those customers would come in and either one, invest in the students by giving them YE bucks for their pitch and their idea, or possibly even buying their products. I told the students that really their target market was their target market was actually their peers. So it was, their target market was 10, 11, and 12-year-old students. And as my wife will attest, who's sitting right next to me, I'll introduce her in just a second, we really struggled with how would we actually provide that opportunity where they felt like they were true entrepreneurs. I really felt like they were able to accomplish that. What I'd like to do real quickly right now is have Bryson, you begin, if you don't mind, Bryson, and talk about your role as a peer leader, as an intern, working with these 27 students, and also having to pull together your peers, because we had 12 other high school students. And what role did you have in the camp? So Bryson, would you talk just for a moment about that?
Sure. So one of the great things about camp is just making connections with everyone. And really that's why people do it, because you get to know all the middle schoolers going, and it was fun. So what I did is I was the head banker of the camp. So I was in charge of the camp currency. And basically this is what students would be given for showing the principles of entrepreneurship. So we had like integrity, what was it, like thriftiness, things like that, innovativeness, just principles that good entrepreneurship have. And we would give them money for showing those principles. And then at the end of each day, we would have a sort of auction where we would take some nice items that we had from the camp and auction them off and kind of teach them a little bit how bidding works. It also taught them about opportunity costs. You can't have everything. If you bid on this, you can't bid on that. And then at the very end of the camp, we kind of built up throughout the week. You're going to be having this one business, and at the end, we're going to be selling to adults and some of your peers as well. And at the end, I don't know if Mr. Hames has showed any pictures, but it looked amazing. I mean, they had signs, they had T-shirts, people baked cookies they brought in, they painted all over bottle caps. I mean, it was so creative, so innovative, and all that rounded around the money, which is what I controlled.
Right. Yeah. Bryson, great overview. And Bryson didn't tell you, but Bryson's a rising junior at Brookwood High School, the high school that the students will feed into as they leave middle school, and has been an integral part of so many things that I've done. So Bryson, thank you for jumping on last moment. Stay on just for a few more minutes. I'm going to turn it over to Mychal. I would like Mychal to talk about her experience and her exposure. Mychal and I had never met. I interviewed her back in May as a possible intern for this. And I am so deeply excited that she was able to join us. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. Mychal, I knew Mychal because of her brother. I'd never taught Mychal. I'm getting confused. But Mychal, talk about your experience with the camp. Again, you and I had not met until the first day of camp. But talk about your experience, and you actually bought some things from some of the students.
I did. So the first thing I'd like to say about this camp was I feel like a lot of people overlook the fact that kids are really, really smart. Like just because they're younger, these kids were ingenious. And it's not like they were from a particular program or anything. They were just kids that happened to sign up for the camp. They really quickly picked up on the importance of relationships, and that ties to entrepreneurship. And like they executed it even outside of the activities that we were giving them. I'm not saying the kids set up Ponzi schemes, but we quickly learned that we could not give them money for every little thing or we would run out. They figured out how to trade with each other during snack time, like just unprompted. They just like immediately understood the value of money and how to get more of it. And I feel like they really kind of understood the underlying cutthroat tones of the business world. And that was really impressive to see, especially from middle schoolers. Another thing, on the market day, I was honestly super impressed with how it turned out, especially because these kids put it together in 4 days. So they went through the process of planning businesses, getting their supplies, making sure that they had all of what they wanted to sell ready, setups if they brought them, and making like really high quality products, honestly, for middle schoolers. I think I bought a pop socket and a necklace and a bracelet off of a girl. And this is like, honestly, I had to get this before anybody else started shopping because it was just so cute. And they made pop sockets, which are like really appealing to our generation. So I think that was just like a good conscious business choice on the behalf of the students that did end up doing this. But aside from that, on a day-to-day basis, there was never a day like these kids did not surprise us. I remember on the first day, one of the students said, you could probably make a lot of money from setting up a gambling business then. And believe it or not, he figured out how to make that happen and made an extreme amount of money from it on our business day. Another thing was with the investors coming in, I feel like they really like figured out how to pitch themselves. We did little activities throughout the week to get them prepared and everything. Team assignments about, product production, just things like that. But what they did on that on that investor day was phenomenal. They they figured out that if they made themselves seem like they weren't the same people that had been conning us out of our money for the past week, that they could get a lot more investments with those like puffy cheeks and big smiles. We were walking around the cafeteria shocked at the little charlatans we created. So definitely this program is, it shows you how like great young kids are. To say anything else, I'd say I think my favorite thing was noticing that the kids were having fun doing this. When they first came in, they were kind of, kind of slow, kind of lethargic, a little shy, but they really started connecting with the interns for monetary reasons, I see now. But like they were really looking forward to it, like having a great time, coming in eager, thinking about what they could do next. I think above all, it's a fun experience. So, yeah.
Well, I'll make Mychal. Thank you so much. We had a great synopsis, and your heart for kids was just even my wife mentioned how you had maybe now's a good time. Real quickly, let me introduce my wife, Jennifer. Say a few words about the camp and introduce yourself, and then Soleil, get ready. You're on next.
Hey, everybody. I would definitely agree with Rod to say that the interns made a huge success. We would say every day how much we loved having the interns, and we told them from the beginning, you guys are going to be the main people the kids are going to remember, because you're in there with them every day, and they look up to these teens, and so and they jumped right in there, and they were such an integral part. We didn't have hardly any behavior problems. Roderick and I talked so much about that, like, wow. And Mychal, I did mention your name because all of you guys were great, but I was like, I didn't know you before, Mychal, and I was like, did you see Mychal? She was over there just like so encouraging them and every activity, and she was like, come on guys, we got this. And so you all, and I could say something about all of the interns, they were just amazing. So I would say, if you do this, make that part of your program. But I am in total agreement with what Bryson and Mychal already said. It was just so cool to see. Roderick and I went back and forth. Can they do this in 3 days? How's this going to work? Because y'all do this during the school year. We're like, what? How is this going to work? And it was just amazing how they stepped up to the plate. And what they brought in, like one kid decided he was going to do web design. He didn't have to make a product. We were like, okay, so he was able to tell people about memes and web design. And I thought, well, what a great idea. So they were very creative from all different spectrums. The robotics, somebody did robotics, brought it in, had a great story about how kids don't learn early on. And it was just so sweet to see their professionalism. And then I guess the other thing, and Roderick will probably talk about, is with the 30 business people that we brought in from the community that he knew. And I think the kids really, I wasn't sure how they were going to interact with the adults, and they did a really, really good job. They were very prepared. So.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. That was my lovely wife, by the way. I want to finish up by asking Soleil, if you don't mind. Soleil had a big thing on her shoulder. I threw something to her and tossed her this, and I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't know how big it was going to turn out, Soleil. And would you talk about your role and then your perspective also on the camp, Soleil?
Yes. So my role was a lot of things. I just basically interacted with the campers and had fun. And then I guess my biggest role was leading the t-shirt assembly group thing. We made t-shirts for the kids on the last day, and we had lots of problems, but at the end we got them all done, or most of them all done. Yes, we had to send, one of them was malfunctioned, but yeah, we got all the t-shirts done and they looked great. And it was, I think people were asking us, are you guys excited about the t-shirts? And we were like, I was so proud looking at them because they look so good and professional and stuff like that. And so that made me happy. And I think my favorite part was probably I think the first 3 days, me, Mychal, and Amira were the greeters, and that was probably one of the most fun things to do, is like trying to get them energized for the morning, because they all come in like really tired and not wanting to be up right now. And then we're like, come on guys, you can do it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good day. And so I love doing that. And I think even I had been digital all last year, so this was like my first like school interaction thing. And so even like making friends with all the interns and like just talking while we were struggling to do the ironing and making the t-shirts was really fun. And getting to know everyone like during lunch and just becoming friends really quickly, it was really fun. And I also really enjoyed the award ceremony that we did. I thought that was really cool, and it made them feel special, especially like the high fives at the table and like the.
Yeah, Soleil is so modest. She did not tell you all that she had to go through. One morning she had to get up at like 5 a.m. She beat me to camp. I was like, they were texting me, Mr. Hames, are you coming? We got to get to work on these shirts. I'm like, I'm not there. I'll be there in 5 minutes. So Soleil put in countless time and effort and pivoted so many times. Sent my wife back to the store. We got to have something different. Go to the store, buy some more stuff. So all of you, it's just, I can't say enough how much I appreciate you. What I'd like to do now is respect, especially Bryson, Mychal, and Soleil's time. I would like if Rick or Jason or Kimberly or Amber or Erica or Lynnita or Cindy or Aaron, anybody out there, do you have any questions that you would like to direct towards our interns? And then I'll wrap things up and we'll call it a night.
Hi, this is Rick. I have one question, but want to say, well, great stories about how you were impacted by the camp, and the impact that you had on the students, I'm sure, was tremendous as well. And so what are you taking from this as you move into your next school year? What did you learn, and how are you going to apply that this coming school year?
Bryson, would you go first?
Sure, I guess I can take that first. So I've been working with Mr. Hames in your camps for what, 4 years now, since about 2017. And I feel like every year you learn a little bit more about leadership, because some years it was STEM, some years it's entrepreneurship, but really it's all about leadership. And you learn that leadership is, you can read all the books, you could read, Crucial Conversations, whatever, how to influence people. But in the end, it's about the connection to make person to person when no one else is watching. So, you could talk the talk and all, you could say whatever you want, but if you're not actually making those personal connections, if you're not putting your heart into something, people can tell. If you're bored, if you're lethargic, if you're sluggish, people can tell. Whereas if you're passionate, you're excited, you're building up people, you're supporting others, you're supporting the campers and honestly the other interns and Mr. Hames and Mrs. Hames, because we all had to support each other. So it was really about making connections with people and supporting those connections.
All right, Mychal, you're up next.
Honestly, I think my big takeaway was not to assume that I was the smartest in the room just because there are younger kids in the room. Oh, wow. That emptied my pockets so many times while we were at this camp. But I think definitely I learned not to underestimate people just because they came in and they were quieter and stuff, because a lot of the time it was the quiet kids that were like coming up with $910 in one day, or pulling like insane pulling insane pulling insane Hail Marys at auctions and everything. So I feel like definitely I learned to look out for people's like kind of more hidden potential, like not to just take everything for a first impression or face value, because there's so much more to people like than what you're going to see at first.
Wow. I'm glad we're recording that. I need to go back and take notes. All right, somebody, Soleil dropped off for a moment. Maybe she'll come back. Anybody else, another question before we excuse our interns? Well, as you and unmute if you think of a question. Mychal, Bryson, I thank you for the last moment jumping online with me tonight. I can't wait to see the things you're going to do here. Now, Mychal, you're in your senior year, so this is your time. You're going to have just a fabulous year, Mychal, and I can't wait to continue to follow you. And I'll beg you to come back and work with my students. Bryson already knows that I'll put him on Zoom anytime and have him work with students or come back to the school. Mychal, you're a little bit further away, but definitely want you back. Oh, here's Soleil. hang on, let me put her on the spot. Hey, Soleil, we got disconnected, but you're back on.
Sorry, my internet just went out.
Oh, well, you're back in. That's what counts. Hey, Soleil, Rick had a question. Mr. Rick had a question for you. Did you hear him ask about your takeaway from as far as what you are moving forward with this year from what you learned in the camp?
Yes, I did hear the question. Yes, I definitely agree with Bryson about leadership and like definitely learning to work as a team, because the whole camp is about teamwork and like partnership and asking people for help and asking questions. And so probably that is the teamwork aspect of it, is um, just getting better at working with others and making friendships and making relationships and yeah, working with others. So
You hit it. That's so true, Soleil. And I could not and would not want to do a camp, even if it was just 5 kids, but definitely 27 kids, without great people around me. And I can't say how much, and my wife here would attest, how much we appreciate Bryson, you, Mychal, Soleil, and the other interns that could not be online with us tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm honored and actually will have a memory that I'll last forever of working with you this summer. So thank you, all 3 of you. You are welcome, Bryson, Mychal, and Soleil. You guys are welcome to stay online. I'm just going to field some questions, or if we're actually done, then I'm going to say goodbye. But Rick or Jason or Amber or someone, Kimberly, somebody might have a question. I have a document that I've written up. So I have actually a document that shows how we kind of began the camp all the way to the last when we did our closing ceremony, and have the parents in there watching the kids do that last auction. That last auction was cool because we had some really cool things. We had Apple AirPods and some other cool things. We actually did a raffle. And so I have all that kind of written up on a Google document. So the particulars of what activities, what YE activities we did and the breaks we took. And so it's not a really nice document. It's just really bullet points. But anyway, I'll be happy to share that with the team out there and with anybody else, honestly. If this can be a win for somebody else in another town, boy, that would thrill me if somebody used some of the things that we did. Any closing remarks or questions from anybody?
I just have a couple quick ones. So again, Rod, thank you for putting all this together and actually putting this meeting together. I was really excited to kind of see that video, and just, again, I know how much effort and energy and time you put into this. A couple just quick things. If you just share with the group, because again, knowledge shares are always the best. What was maybe the most challenging thing of putting all this together? And then what were like maybe some aha moments that you were really, maybe not surprised, but just really glad that happened during the week?
Wow. I think the most daunting thing was actually just like any entrepreneur possibly is, my wife and I had never done anything quite like this. And honestly, I was just like Bryson, and I think Mychal even said it too. I was like, can these kids put together a business? I mean, I'm putting my neck on the line here. I'm inviting really good friends to come to Cruz Middle School to shop at 10 a.m. till 11. They're giving up that morning, or actually it was 11 to 12, wasn't it? They're giving up that 1 hour to come, and some of them were driving 20 and 30 minutes away. And I'm saying that we're going to have a business. I had no clue whether that could actually happen. Absolutely no clue. And so that was a little bit daunting to even think about that. But I really had a lot of confidence in the team. And I guess the aha moment, oh my word, this is going to work out, was when I had my administration supported me. The interns were actually really excited. We had some camp meetings at my house, and they had great ideas. Of course, we were always feeding them, right, Mychal? We were always like, okay, pizza, Chick-fil-A, we got that. So we knew that food was an integral part. So we had the food going. But I guess really honestly, again, like I said, it was not knowing what was going to happen, but knowing also, as I think Soleil said it so well, that teamwork was such an integral part, and that maybe that's the aha moment. Jennifer, do you have anything to add?
One thing that came to mind was, I guess I kind of connected with this little girl that I'm thinking she was coming in from 5th grade right into 6th. And, you know, I taught special ed for a while and different things in the classroom. I can usually pick out the child that's going to kind of be the one that I'm going to jump in there with, because I know they're kind of the one that might need a little extra support. And I came home that first day and said, okay, I think she's pretty immature, but she's excited and whatever. And it was really fun, because I usually work with elementary kids, and to be in the middle school setting where we could give them a little bit more freedom and to be able to sit down with her and do artwork and different things at different times and really get to know her, because I knew she had a lot of, like you said, Mychal, was very smart, but it doesn't always show up in the classroom. And so it was really fun to sit with her, learn with her, bring her out, let me see her just shine. And so I think camp gives you that opportunity that you might not have in the classroom.
Her mom even wrote a nice note.
Yes, this particular girl's mom was very touched by, and we had no idea, you know, what her struggles were, and we still don't really know, but her mom was just at tears, and came up to me and just said how much she said her comment was, you met her where she is. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. So,
yeah. All right. So thank you, Jason. I hope we answered that question. I'm sure it took us 10 minutes to do it. Any other comments or questions before we?
Hey, Rod, it's Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So I heard you said you're going to share like a document with us. So are you going to give us kind of like a breakdown of what you did for the times each day? Like, was this a full day camp, a half day camp?
Right. So in the Google document, it actually will show you that we had, you know, we arrived at 9. We ended at 3:30, but in between, I'll actually list the activities we did. Of course, we went to lunch from 12 to 12:30. We had gym time from 12:30 to 12:45. And then we had a ceremony at the end where parents were invited to come in, watch the last auction. And then we gave out awards and certificates and goodie bags, and then had light refreshments. So I kind of spell that all out. It's not a really clean document in that I didn't really give a lot of detail, but it's just bulleted points.
And then one more question for you guys. Was there like a fee for the students who came to this camp to kind of cover like all those different budgetary pieces?
Yeah, there was. So instead of me reaching out to YE, we decided to charge a camp fee of $199 per child. And that well covered everything. In fact, we came out with several $100s, a little bit over. So we charged that $199 per child.
All right, and then I guess one more question too. I know like the interns, you guys got more out of this intrinsically than you could ever imagine. But was there an extrinsic? Did they get paid for coming?
No, you know, it's funny you
like,
asked that. I typically, and Bryson will attest to this, typically I like to do an honorarium, but I actually was not able to do that. They put limitations on me because of the way the funding was. Because I fund our camps through something called community schools, which I know maybe your high school doesn't have, but the community school hires me as a vendor, and then I'm able to give an honorarium. Well, this year, the community school said they were not allowed to do any camps whatsoever. So I went to my principal and I said, could we do this through the local school funding account? Well, because of accounting reasons, and I make a long story short, he said that what we have to do is you will get paid a stipend, and then at that stipend level, we cannot take any extra money and give to anyone. It's an accounting issue of some sort. Whereas when we've done that in the past, Bryson's got a small honorarium at the end, just as a token appreciation. Typically, it wasn't much, but unfortunately, this time we were not allowed to do any honorariums at all.
But it's okay. I mean, we really don't need the money. Like, you go into it and it's fun without the money. If there was no money, we'd do it a million times anyways.
Yeah, I think it's way too fun. Yeah, the money is just like a bonus if it happens, but it was really fun anyways.
Yeah,
Well, I
one thing
mean,
I've learned from these kids is not to turn down money, but I don't think it's super necessary for this program to get paid
That's
as
great.
interns.
yeah, but what an incredible experience you guys have. You can put this on your resume. It'll be great to talk about in a job interview, a college application. I mean, like, this experience just goes way beyond anything that, most people will get. So kudos to you guys. Congratulations. You guys are inspirational. I love the energy. You guys are amazing. I really wish you enjoy your summer. And have
Hey,
a
Cindy,
great.
tell them, we real quickly, I want them to be able to talk about this experience also. Real quickly, let's go around the room real fast. Cindy, you start. Tell us what you teach, where you're from, and anything else you want to say. But Cindy, tell them where you teach and where you're from specifically.
Okay, so that's my little Bitmoji. I look a little trife today, so I'm not on camera. But I teach at a school called Lehigh Career and Technical Institute. It's the largest career and technical school in Pennsylvania, and I teach marketing and business. And I'm actually working with Pennsylvania Department of Education to create a bridge program between middle school and high school to get more kids into marketing as they move into high school. So this is really an exciting idea, and I'm actually putting together a grant for PDE for us to do a project in the spring. So I'm really excited about this, and I thank you so much for sharing your experiences.
Thanks, Cindy. Amber, would you go next?
Sure. Hi, guys. I am so impressed with what I just saw and heard, by the way. But I'm Amber Pankratz from Emporia, Kansas, and I teach a variety of business classes and AVID as well.
Thanks, Amber. Kimberly, would you go next?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am also very impressed by your knowledge, by your enthusiasm, by your just commitment to what you were doing. What year level are you guys in college?
I love it. Bryson, you go first. What year are you in college?
I am going into I guess you could call this my negative second year of college. I'm going to my junior year of high school.
Oh, no way. You did say high school. Oh my gosh. You know what?
Mychal,
you guys could be. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm closest to college age here. I'm a senior in high school. This is my last year.
Wow. I just love it. And
I love it too.
other young
Soleil?
lady.
I'm a sophomore this year.
Well, I tell you what, I feel so much better now about our future. It's going to be in y'all's hands. My name is Kimberly Jordan, and I am a math and engineering teacher in Spartanburg, South Carolina at Spartanburg High School. So it's so very nice to meet you guys. You are so very encouraging.
Thank you, Kimberly. Rick, you're next, buddy.
Hi, I'm Rick Sapp. I am in Fort Worth, Texas. I teach at Arlington Heights High School in the Fort Worth ISD, and I teach primarily entrepreneurship and what we call career prep and the practicum courses, capstone courses for seniors. And again, I'll reiterate what everyone else has said. Amazing. We do this for the kids, and we see students stepping up and playing roles like you guys are doing. It's inspirational. Not only what Mr. Hames did, which is awesome, just trying this in and of itself, but then having students like you guys and all the others who aren't able to be here, it's inspirational. I'm blown away. And you can blame me for having you guys here tonight. I'm the one who asked Mr. Hames to put together a little call. So thanks for giving up your time for me.
Thanks, Rick. Aaron, you're next. Are you able to come on, Aaron?
All right. I'm just going to apologize. I too have bad internet, Soleil, so right there with you. So I teach 8th grade computer applications. Last year, I also taught entrepreneurship. They reshuffled classes this year. Meh, whatever. We're going to make it work. But I've taught, I guess now it's 8th grade through 12th grade and all sorts of different classes. Too long to list. But I'm in North Dakota. So if you can't tell, yeah, sure, you betcha, and all that. I am very impressed as well. I have to admit, I wish I had high school kids that were willing to come down and mentor like that. So keep it up.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. Erica, are you able to come on and talk?
Sure. Hello, I'm Erica Woolrich. I just recently relocated to Tampa about 2 weeks ago. I moved here from Hawaii. I will be teaching in Plant City, which is the rural area of Tampa. I am going to be teaching, okay, don't quote me because it's changed like 3 times over the last week, but I think I'm going to be teaching web design, digital information technology, and I will also have customer service. And I am just truly impressed with what you guys have done. I would love to be able to do something similar for actually my children's middle school, utilizing my high school students. So I am looking forward to just whatever it is you can share and just trying to make this come to fruition here too. So thank you guys so much for sharing. This is super inspiring.
Erica, I'm gonna hold you to it now. We got it's recorded. All right. All right. A
It's
year from now,
recorded, no.
Erica, we want you to get online. Rick will ask, but we want you online, Erica, doing the same thing with your students.
No, I definitely think that I can make this happen. Look, I'm coming in as the new kid, right? They always say the new kid has like all these high dreams, but I am like 100% sure that I can make this happen.
You can. Great. Thanks, Erica. And congratulations on your new position. And whatever you teach, who knows? Lynnita, can you round us out here tonight?
Hello, everyone. I did get in late. I was on another meeting call, but from what I heard, I am blown away. First of all, Mr. and Ms. Haynes, by you all committing to do this project over the summer. The young people that you enlisted in your interns, sounds like they, one, enjoyed themselves, but two, they did a phenomenal job. And it sounds like that teamwork effort, it's great building them for the future. I don't have any problems worrying about these three. They're going to be phenomenal young people, because I'm glad they clarified, because I was thinking they were high school, but I was like, these sound like some college kids. But so, you know, they're on the way. I'm super impressed, and definitely thanks for putting this together. I am Lynnita Balu. I am from Jackson, Mississippi. I have taught many business class, from accounting to business law to entrepreneurship, even no business at ACT Prep. This year, I am so excited because this will be our first year doing the college and career readiness course, which is going to cover the gamut of all finance, business, entrepreneurship, economics, and getting to college. So, or getting to the next level. So I'm super excited to be here and be with you all, because now I'm going to be able to just throw every empowered tool I got in the game. I am so excited for this year, and I hope you all have a phenomenal school year.
Wow, Lynnita, thank you. I couldn't have said it any better. Thank you all who are online. I'm extremely appreciative of all your time. And our job is very simple now, to go out and continue to spread the word, to encourage others, and know that we're making an impact on a lot of different people. I expect Bryson and Mychal and Soleil especially to go and continue to do what they're doing, and I know they will. They are such an encouragement to those around them. They're a blessing, and truly a blessing. So God bless each and every one of you. I know it's going to be a great year. I know that you guys are going to do fabulous things. So I can't wait to hear the stories that are going to come from this year and all that you're going to do. Mychal, especially you, being a senior at Brookwood High School, I wish you the very best. And I can't wait to continue to follow your story, especially. All right, well, we'll say good night. And I am a text call away. I will be sending out a link on the GroupMe for everybody online, obviously. And I'll also send out a link to this video. But from my heart to yours and Jennifer's, we wish you all a great school year. God bless you all.
Thanks, Sandy. You all have a great night and a great rest of the year.
Thanks,
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, y'all.
Nice
Bye-bye,
night.
everybody.
Thanks, Brad.
Oh, glad to do it. It was a lot of fun. Rick
Take
owes
care.
me big though. Rick owes me.
I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. And we're still praying. God bless you and your heart for kids.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.